Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day before starting the video. Please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. A recent report has provided a major update on a lawsuit filed against Cody Rhodes and WWE. The defendants have also been asked to pay a hefty amount after an alleged breach of contract. Popular musician Wesley Isold of American Nightmare, a hard rock band, recently filed a trademark lawsuit against Cody Rhodes, World Wrestling Entertainment, and Fanatics over the American Nightmare moniker. For those unaware, Rhodes filed for the American Nightmare trademark in 2019, but Isold opposed it as he had already owned the name since 2016. Later, they reached an agreement where Cody was allowed to use the moniker on his merchandise, but his name should be visible on it and should be 75% or larger than American Nightmare. The undisputed WWE champion also paid $30,000 to the musician. At that time, Wesley Isold recently filed a trademark lawsuit against Cody Rhodes, WWE, and Fanatics, alleging that they did not stick to the agreement. Isold is also looking for a jury trial, alleging that Rhodes committed a breach of contract, and a judgment against WWE and Fanatics for inducement of breach of contract. The musician also wants $900,000 in damages. According to the latest report by PW Insider, Isold needs to file a response to the defendants after the Stamford-based promotion tried to get the case dismissed by September 12, 2025. World Wrestling Entertainment, Rhodes, and Fanatics now need to reply by September 26th. The report also highlighted that a court hearing is scheduled for October 10th for the motion to dismiss filed by WWE at 10 a.m., and a conference related to the scheduling of the case will be held on October 31st, 2025. After getting assaulted by Drew McIntyre on the August 8th, 2025 edition of SmackDown, Cody Rhodes went on a hiatus. Several reports suggested that the American Nightmare was taking time off for his projects outside the Stamford-based promotion, including the Street Fighter movie. The American Nightmare has been rumored to return to action at WrestlePalooza. World Wrestling Entertainment's Chief Content Officer, Triple H, has now confirmed that Rhodes is indeed returning at the upcoming premium live event. He will most probably go one-on-one against the Scottish Warrior at the event. It remains to be seen what the Stamford-based promotion has planned for Cody Rhodes at WrestlePalooza. The professional wrestling world thrives on spectacle, drama, and the larger-than-life battles that take place inside the squared circle. But sometimes, the fiercest fights unfold, not under the blinding lights of an arena, but within the walls of a courtroom, where contracts, clauses, and careers collide in a different kind of warfare. Today, an explosive development has shaken the industry, sending shockwaves through the WWE universe and beyond. Reports suggest that a major twist has emerged in the ongoing lawsuit filed against WWE and top star Cody Rhodes, and an ultimatum has now been issued that could dramatically alter the landscape of sports entertainment. This is not merely another headline about wrestlers clashing in scripted rivalries or authority figures flexing their power for storyline purposes. Instead, this is real-life bleeding into the stage-crafted product that millions watch worldwide. The case against WWE and Cody Rhodes has been simmering for weeks, a tangled web of accusations ranging from breach of contract to intellectual property disputes. And the latest update indicates that both sides have now reached a critical point: comply with the ultimatum, or prepare for a legal war that could drag both Rhodes and the company into deeper turmoil. At the heart of the matter lies Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, who returned to WWE in 2022 with great fanfare. His comeback was hailed as one of the most significant moves in modern wrestling, bridging his independent stardom and AEW legacy with his WWE roots. But behind the polished promos and show-stealing matches, insiders reveal that Rhodes has been caught in a growing storm involving his personal rights, creative direction, and corporate dealings that were once believed to be ironclad. Sources close to the matter report that the lawsuit is not just about money, it is about power, influence, and the freedom to control one's image in an industry notorious for controlling every aspect of a performer's identity. The lawsuit. In question, according to leaks from insiders and court filings, stems from claims made by a former business associate tied to Rhodes' outside projects. Allegations suggest that WWE overstepped its contractual boundaries by attempting to seize creative control of Rhodes' branding, specifically elements related to his nickname, merchandise, and likeness. What complicates matters further is that Rhodes himself is listed alongside WWE as a defendant, with the claimant arguing that both parties benefited unfairly from work that allegedly should have remained independent. For weeks, fans speculated whether this lawsuit would fade quietly into the background, dismissed as another minor contractual dispute in the fast-moving entertainment industry. But that assumption was shattered this week when reports surfaced that the plaintiffs had issued an ultimatum to WWE and Rhodes: settle immediately on their terms, or face a full-scale trial that could expose behind-the-scenes dealings the company would prefer remain private. The ultimatum reportedly carries a strict deadline, adding pressure to an already tense situation. To fully appreciate the stakes here, one must understand the delicate balance Cody Rhodes has tried to maintain since his WWE return. Known for his independence and his role in co-founding AEW, Rhodes was seen as a pioneer for wrestlers taking control of their careers. His move back to WWE was framed as both a personal and professional mission to fulfill his late father, Dusty Rhodes' dream of seeing a Rhodes capture the WWE Championship. Fans rallied behind him, and his underdog narrative made him one of the company's most popular stars. Yet the irony now is that the very independence and entrepreneurial spirit that defined his career may be what drags him into a messy courtroom battle. According to those familiar with the legal filings, the plaintiff has accused WWE of unjust enrichment through Rhodes' persona, claiming that ideas developed outside of WWE were co-opted into storylines, merchandise, and branding without proper credit or compensation. For Rhodes, this is especially dangerous. He is positioned as both a victim and a participant, depending on which side of the courtroom you're looking at. Some industry insiders argue that he may be collateral damage in a larger battle against WWE, while others suggest Rhodes knowingly blurred the lines between his independent brand and WWE's marketing machine, opening himself up to this exact legal risk. The ultimatum issued reportedly outlines specific demands: financial compensation exceeding 7 figures, acknowledgement of creative ownership rights, and an agreement preventing WWE from further using disputed branding without renegotiated terms. For Rhodes personally, the plaintiff is said to be seeking clarity on how much of his independent ventures, whether his motivational speaking appearances, podcast projects, or merchandising, remain free from WWE's contractual control. This is not just about Cody the performer, but Cody the businessman, husband, father, and public figure. WWE, of course, has been silent publicly, offering no official statement on the matter. Behind the scenes, however, reports suggest that lawyers are working around the clock to assess the risks. WWE has a long history of legal battles, from steroid scandals in the 1990s to more recent lawsuits involving performers over intellectual property and long-term health concerns. The company's usual strategy has been to settle quietly, or drag disputes long enough that plaintiffs lose momentum. But the added wrinkle here is Cody Rhodes' central involvement. WWE cannot afford to let its top babyface star become tarnished by courtroom drama, especially at a time when he is positioned as the face of the company's next era. For Rhodes, the stakes are personal as well as professional. His entire storyline since returning has revolved around the unfinished story, his quest to capture the world title that eluded his legendary father. To fans, Cody's story is about honor, family, and resilience. But if this lawsuit escalates, his carefully crafted public image risks being overshadowed by depositions, subpoenas, and headlines about financial disputes. In wrestling, perception is everything, and Rhodes knows better than anyone that once fans begin to question authenticity, momentum can collapse overnight. The ultimatum's timing is no accident either. WWE is gearing up for one of its biggest pay-per-view cycles of the year, and the company is heavily invested in marketing Rhodes as a centerpiece attraction. Legal experts speculate that the plaintiff may be leveraging this timing intentionally, knowing WWE will be desperate to avoid bad press that could derail storylines or hurt ticket sales. It is a high-stakes game of chicken. Settle on our terms now, or risk headlines about your top star's legal troubles dominating the news cycle. During one of your most profitable seasons, within the locker room, whispers about the lawsuit have reportedly spread like wildfire. Some talents sympathize with Rhodes, viewing him as a trailblazer caught in the crossfire of WWE's corporate machinery. Others, however, see this as a cautionary tale about blurring personal ventures with WWE contracts, which are notoriously restrictive. One veteran was quoted anonymously as saying, "This is exactly why some of us never trust those contracts. They'll own your name, your face, your ideas, and then when the lawyers come knocking, you're left holding the bag." For fans, the news has sparked heated debates online. Some defend Rhodes fiercely, arguing that he should not be penalized for his entrepreneurial spirit and that WWE has a history of exploiting talent. Others, however, suggest that Rhodes should have anticipated these risks when he signed his deal to return, especially given his own public criticisms of WWE's practices in years past. Social media platforms are ablaze with speculation, memes, and armchair legal analysis, with hashtags like #WorkCody case and WWE lawsuit trending in certain regions. Legal analysts, meanwhile, caution that the road ahead could be long and complicated. Wrestling contracts are notoriously intricate, with clauses that give WWE sweeping control over performers' likenesses and outside projects. If the case goes to trial, it could expose some of these inner workings to the public, something WWE has historically fought tooth and nail to avoid. There is also the question of precedent. If the plaintiff wins and establishes that WWE overstepped its boundaries in controlling Rhodes' branding, it could open the floodgates for other wrestlers to challenge similar terms in their contracts. That, perhaps more than any financial settlement, is what WWE fears most. As for Cody Rhodes himself, he has remained silent on the issue in public, continuing to appear on television and perform as though nothing is wrong. But those close to him say the pressure is mounting. Juggling his responsibilities as a husband and father with the grueling WWE schedule is difficult enough without the weight of a multi-million-dollar lawsuit hanging overhead. Friends describe him as laser-focused on his goals, but even the most resilient competitor cannot ignore the possibility that his legacy could be redefined not by the matches he wins, but by the courtroom battles he fights. The Ultimatum, issued to WWE and Rhodes, now hangs like a sword of Damocles. Accept the terms, and both parties may avoid a prolonged, damaging trial, but at the cost of admitting fault and potentially setting a precedent. Reject the terms, and they risk dragging one of the company's brightest stars through a grueling legal war that could dominate headlines for months, if not years. Neither option is ideal, and both carry consequences that extend far beyond Cody Rhodes himself. For now, the wrestling world waits. Will WWE quietly settle to protect its golden star and safeguard its brand image? Or will the company dig in its heels and prepare for battle, confident that its legal muscle can outlast its opponents? Will Cody Rhodes emerge from this storm unscathed? Or will this ultimatum mark the beginning of a chapter that even the American nightmare could not have foreseen? In wrestling, the line between fiction and reality is always blurred. But this lawsuit is very real, and its outcome could have ripple effects across the entire industry. One thing is certain: the saga of Cody Rhodes and WWE's legal entanglement has only just begun, and the ultimatum issued is not the end of the story, but the spark that could ignite a war no one saw coming. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our WWE official YouTube channel for more update news.